This is wild. Doesn't it seem like everyone's talking about UFOs right now? Well, this scientist says she has seen more than 100,000 UFOs caught on telescope. We're going to talk about this. It's amazing. By the way, welcome. If you're new to my channel, I'm Dr. Andrea O'Connor, where we tend to talk about very interesting things. And this one kind of blew my mind. So now we're going to dive into one of the, I would say, most maybe mind blowing stories as of late discussing the UFO phenomenon and really in modern astronomy. So, we're going to talk about the work of Dr. Beatrice Villarroel. She is a Swedish professor who's uncovered evidence of seeing more than 100,000 UFOs or mysterious objects. We're not really sure what she's seeing, and they're orbiting the Earth. That's right. So there are photos taken from way back in the 1950s before humans even launched satellites. It's amazing. So if you're into UFOs or you call them UAPs or just wild science, yeah, stick around because this could change how you think about what's up there. Yeah, really. I'll break it down step by step, and we're going to share the latest information and updates as of November 2025. By the way, happy fall. I'm trying to get the fall vibes in this room right now. I don't usually film in this room, so trying something different. Well, I'm going to throw my own thoughts on the way as well, of course, as always. Okay, so first off, who is Dr. Beatrice Villarroel? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She's an associate professor at Stockholm University and an assistant professor at the Nordic Institute for Theoretical Physics. So, born in Spain, based in Sweden, she is not your typical stargazer. No, she's on a mission to hunt for signs of extraterrestrial civilizations. It's amazing. Okay, very well known. So she is leading two major products, VASCO, which stands for Vanishing and Appearing Sources During a Century of Observations. That sounds amazing. And the newer ExoProbe initiative. So this is sifting through historical astronomical photos. So think digitized glass plates from observatories like Palomar in California. These were captured decades ago. So ExoProbe, though, takes it further, searching for, listen to this, potential alien artifacts right here in our solar system. So, with all this buzz about talking about Three-Eye Atlas, now this comes out. I just think it's amazing. So she does talk about it in case you want to search for her TED Talk. Came out in 2024. It's called Why We Should Search for Alien Artifacts. It's fascinating. Okay, now here's the big claim that everyone is talking about. Those 100,000 UFOs, she's saying. But hey, let's clarify this for a little bit. It's not like she spotted them through a live telescope. No. Her team, there's a team of doctors under her and workers and assistants, analyzed over 100,000 transients. We'll talk about that in a second, in the Palomar Observatory Skies Survey since the 1950s. That's a long time, right? So what are transients? They are brief flashes of light that appear and vanish quickly on the plates that they use in the observatory. And these are not stars. These are unexplained flashes of light that appear and then pop out of existence. It's amazing. So they filter out the junk. So like plate defects or natural stuff like meteors and all those kind of things. And about, a third, around 35,000 of them seem legit. And so she thinks a lot of these could be reflections from flat mirror-like objects orbiting the Earth. We don't know what these are. They catch the sunlight and then they disappear in our planet's shadow. Now, remember, this is before we have launched satellites into our orbit. They're seeing these flat mirror-like objects surrounding our planet. Who is watching us? What data is being collected? What are these things? This is what I think is fascinating. Well, why is this huge? Now, remember, this is pre-Sputnik. Pre any human satellites. So what is this? Is it natural debris, some kind of secret UFO tech, or I don't know, something else? So the media has sensationalized the story, saying it's 100,000 UFOs, But the doctor is super cautious. She frames them as unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or UAP. Remember, that's the modern catchphrase we use for UFOs. So it hints at a non human but intelligent situation, form, object, who knows what. And she does say, now this sounds just like a doctor, right? She does say we need more data before jumping to aliens. Okay. But here's where it gets even wilder: the nuclear connection. Yeah. In her latest papers, the doctor published just last month in October in Scientific Reports. So this is a peer-reviewed journal from Nature. Those of you in science, we know the journal Nature, right? It's one of the foremost journals we look to. She and her team found a statistically significant 68% spike in these transients. Remember, these little mirrored objects circling the Earth. A spike in these transients within 24 hours of the atomic bomb testing and tests that were performed in the 1950s. I'm going to say that again. There was a spike, a 68% spike in the transients within 24 hours of the atomic bomb testings. So we're talking the Nevada test site, Marshall Islands, the 1950s, a lot of that was going on. And so it's part of this triad pattern: transients in the sky photos. Now, again, those are those mirror-like flat objects circling the Earth that they have caught through these historic photos. We don't know what they are. The second part of the triad, UAP sightings on the ground. And then third, nuclear detonations, all peaking together. This triad all occurred together. So, for example, take the famous 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO phenomenon. I think I talked about that about a year and a half on my channel. I think 5 people watched that video, but I think by now, I think a few thousand people have watched it. Radars picked up unknowns all over the capital of our country. If you're in the United States, you're in our country. And the data shows transients, remember these little objects, aligning with that exact time. Activity ramps up around tests, but drops off after 1956, even as the atomic bombs kept exploding. Is this a coincidence? Or were these objects observing us? Like, what are those crazy monkeys doing? Which is what the naked apes, right? That's what we are. Just a bunch of naked apes on this planet, warring with each other, food fights, screaming at each other, right? Yeah. They're like, what are they up to now, right? These transient, these mirrors all over the Earth watching us. Where are they beaming this data to? Was it 3i Atlas that's kind of doing a drive-by? Seriously, what are your thoughts? Please comment below. So Dr. Villarroel suggests it could indicate responsive behavior like probes checking out our nukes. It's mind-blowing, right? Yeah. So another paper from October looks at aligned multiple transient events, basically groups of flashes in patterns that scream, these are artificial, that we're catching up there in the atmosphere. Her team even searched for high specular reflections from possible artificial objects near Earth. Dr. Villarroel, she is not shy about sharing this. She's done tons of interviews dating back from 2024. She's been on lots of channels, lots of podcasts. I mean, the word is getting out there. Now, a lot of academics are kind of, scrutinizing and skeptical of her research, but, it's super fascinating. It's so fascinating. So the Vasco project is ongoing. They're expanding to more data sets. They're hunting for vanishing stars, exolasers, pre-Sputnik satellites that are still out there, and even local probes or asteroids that might be artificial. Think 3i Atlas, right? Is that meteor or comet artificial? It's got bizarre behavior. Yes, it does. So in July, she did talk about a groundbreaking report coming out about anomalous objects, and she says it's much closer than we think. So she's not alone. Her team includes collaborators, and they're advocating for open data sharing despite academic resistance. And as of this month, November, her work is sparking controversy and curiosity. Scientific American covered it, and they said it's like strange lights in the pre space age sky. Remember, these transient, these light reflecting flat mirrored object disks or plates or whatever the heck these things are in the atmosphere. This is before satellites, before Sputnik. They were catching these historical photos. It's amazing. So what does this mean? Are we starting to get to the cusp of like the governments are going to come out and say, look, we've had this information for a long time. We know there's an extraterrestrial intelligence. We know they're watching us. Some people call them the watchers. Does that mean that eye on the dollar bill, like they're always watching us? Like, is it all going to come to life now? Or to light, I should say. Yeah. Dr. Villarroel is bridging astronomy and ufology with real data. So it really challenges us, does it not, to rethink what is orbiting our Earth? Government secrets, aliens, artificial probes from another galaxy. I mean, we don't know yet, but her evidence is piling up. So you can definitely dive deeper. You can check her out. She's on x.com. You can check out the Vasco website, spelled VASCO, Vasco.network. And her papers do appear in the Nature Journal. And so please hit the like button if this blew your mind. And I don't know about you, but to me, I think it's amazing. I think this is amazing. I don't know if enough people are talking about it. This information is now out there. Don't know if you've heard of it yet. And so drop your theory and thought in the comments. Are these UFOs real? What are these things in the sky? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.